Hey, twin flames. Welcome to your union reading. I'm so excited to do this reading because I am a proclaimed twin flame in union with my partner. We are married, so we are working on bringing heaven to earth every single day in our journey. We've been together for 10 years. Working on this twin flame journey for the last 5. We did experience a time of separation that we had to work through and get back to each other. And during that time, we didn't have much guidance. We didn't have any guidance at all. 3 days before my beloved came home was when I had learned about the twin flame journey. So I see a lot of twin flames who learn about this journey during like the tumultuous parts of separation, which some of us experience. Not everybody. Everyone's experience is different. But I think for us, for me, not learning about it during that time really allowed for us to learn what we needed to do for our union and listen to the signs that the universe was giving us and what God was telling us to do. And because of that, it gives us clarity on how to get to union by experience. And all we can do is teach by experience. Books can teach so much. Articles can teach so much. People in groups, they can teach so much. Really look at the twin flame. I call myself a twin flame whisperer. So really look at the twin flame whisperer that you're following, that you're taking advice from, and really see if it resonates with you, if what they're doing resonates with you, and if that's where you want to be in your twin flame union. So this reading is for twin flame union and how to build a stronger union, which everyone needs. Even the twin flames who are in a strong union need to work on a stronger union. We all need to level up. So this will be a collective reading. I do personal readings, so feel free to send me an email. I'll list my email in the description below. So to start off, we're first going to look at the twin flame union and where the conscious work is. We're going to look at the divine feminine and energy, of course. We're going to look at the journey towards union and what needs work. And then I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to group it by zodiac sun signs. So Aries and their twin flame, Taurus and their twin flame, and things like that. Okay, so to start off, twin flame union, the energy is about staying optimistic about the union, about your love life, and paying attention to the red flags, which I love because these two cards couldn't really be any more on either side of the coin, right? Stay optimistic, but pay attention to red flags. So it's like on one end of the coin, which is true to get into union, you have to stay optimistic. That's what the surrender stage is all about. It's about giving up any expectation or control as to how you think it needs to go. It's getting truthful with what is in your heart, and it's sitting still in that space, right? So that needs to happen first, or simultaneously, I guess, to really have this offer, right? To me, the twin flame union really is it's about divine love. I say divine love, meaning it's not a human love, and you can take that however you want to take it. For me, our relationship is romantic and blissful and sexy, and we have children, and we have all of those things that a lot of twin flames look for and wish for. And we have the divinity of it. We have God working to bring us together when there was no human chance in hell that we were going to bring it together. The universe did. And so there was, the energetic awakening that happens in a lot of twin flames. Just part of that was staying optimistic about it. In that space of separation, you have to keep what's true in your heart. Only you know what's true in your heart about your beloved and how you feel about them. So you keep that true in your heart and work on being optimistic, not only about your love life, but about your love and about your life. Stay optimistic about your beloved and stay optimistic about your life. Really live in the moment. Accept the reality as it is without needing to influence, manipulate, or control it. That's not what you're asked to do. Regardless if what you know in your heart is going to manifest or if something better is going to come along, which is a powerful statement. Yes, this is what I want or better. Regardless of how that goes, the only way it's going to get there is by you being your best. It's about you rising up to be your best. And there are going to be red flags and signs around you. There are going to be temptations. There are going to be tests. There are going to be cycles that are going to show up, which is why it's really important work for twin flames to look at the cycles in their relationships. Look at all the major relationships you've had in your life, both love relationships and platonic ones, and see what is your response in relationships. Pay attention to all of those details. Pay attention to how you operate in your relationships. Pay attention to the signs. Yes, there are some signs that are going to inspire you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is totally my twin flame thinking about me. And yeah, that might be true for sure. You also might have some signs that are testing you, right? You decide whether they're true or not. And sometimes some that even feel good might not be in exact alignment of where you think it's going to go, right? Yes, there's good, but the universe is unlimited. So for you to only think of it going one way and it only going one way is pretty rare to happen. Although I believe in the most rarest and beautiful blessings because I am grateful to experience it every day with my beloved. And we are very lucky. So, okay, we're going to move into, so this is the union. Stay optimistic, pay attention to the signs, and some of them might feel good but be red flags. And it's important to know this part is as you become your highest vibration of yourself, you will attract what is meant for you. Simultaneously, you will let go of what is not. So some of those things are going to feel good and some of those things are not going to feel good. And you still need to remain optimistic about the process and where it's leading you. You have to. That's faith. Faith in the universe, faith in a higher self, faith in God. There has to be an element of faith. I'm not trying to debate religion, atheism, or any type of theology. I'm not trying to debate that. I just don't see it truly happening on a twin flame level. That doesn't mean you're not with a soulmate that feels really great for you in a blissed out life. You can have that. Twin flames are a different breed of relationship. They are not only just here to have a blissed out life, but to also help raise the vibration of the earth. So, and their mission work is just different and powerful. Anyway, I feel like you need to have a faith to be on this journey. I'm sorry if that doesn't resonate with you, but I'm going to go on with the union. So let's first look at the divine feminine energy for union, right? What needs to happen for union on the divine feminine side? Now, everybody has feminine and masculine energies. Nobody has neither, or everybody has both simultaneously working at the same time. And sometimes it can get really confusing where you operate from. Just because you're, you might identify as a female operating from a masculine energy, that doesn't mean you're masculine in your body or whatever. It just means you operate from a more action-oriented place. The feminine energy is all about that intuition, that spiritual connection. It's all about cultivating the dream, but it's the masculine energy that puts it into action. It's the masculine energy that does it. It's the masculine energy that, seals the deal, if you will. It's the closer, is the way that I look at it. So on the feminine energy side of things, yeah, you have to be flexible. This pairs really nice with the staying optimistic about your life as well. Staying flexible in the feminine energy. I love the synchronicity of the F and the F, right? Staying flexible in the feminine energy is important because, as I said, we live in an unlimited universe. Abundant possibilities surround us at all times. And you're going to receive so much information just coming in. And a lot of it is going to resonate and some of it isn't going to resonate. And it's really important for you to be able to flow with the divine design of your life. You're co-creating with this higher power, whether you call it your higher self, you call it your soul, God, universe, spirit, creator. I don't care what word you use. There is something higher than you that's co-creating with you. And in order for you to really allow for that magic to happen, you have to acknowledge it, stay optimistic about all the different possibilities that you know in your heart that can be true, and then let the divine design it for you. That's the flexibility part of the feminine energy. That's what's needed for union. On the divine masculine side of things, we have, I knew this card was going to come up. Okay, we have Imagine. And so for the divine masculine side of things, and I know this to be true, actually this resonates really strongly with the experience that we had coming into union. And part of me, like, I don't want to divide these cards because I didn't divide them to begin with, but it really does feel, the message that's coming in feels in alignment with this, that like the feminine needs to be flexible and optimistic, where the divine masculine needs to pay attention to the red flags and imagine what they want. And so a brief story about our union in regards to this part of it is that when we were in separation, we came back and, we didn't get to talk about this as soon as we got back together. So please, once you and your beloved come back into union, please don't try to open everything up and be like, I need to talk about this. We need to heal. Don't do that. Really just enjoy the union. Keep it light and fluffy. But up until that point, when we got to a place where we could talk about it, I finally was able to ask him, like, what was it that brought you home? I want to help people come into union. So on your side of things, what was it that brought you home? And for him and the relationship that he was in at the time, they were experiencing a holiday and they were doing all of these fun things together, family things, and, she has children. And for him, it became a sign that he wasn't with the right family. It just didn't feel right. And that what he imagined family as was not that. That there was a home for him, that there was a tribe for him, and he was not in alignment with that. And so this makes sense to me. It's important for the divine masculine to look at a high level. You don't have to look at the who. Did I say feminine or masculine? I'm not sure. Masculine. You do not have to look at the who or the what, but I do want you to look at the how and the why. Like what, I guess maybe I'm asking you what, but like what does your highest self look like? You do need to take a moment, masculines, to think about that, because being the energy that is often the closer, the doer, going through and getting shit done, because that is your energy, if you don't have a direction as to where you're going to put your energy, then you're going to be scattered and you're going to be chasing essentially and running from a lot of things that are right in front of you. Now, here's the thing. We also, when we talk of union, there's a lot of groups that say your twin flame is union within yourself. And the whole thing about that line is, yes, I agree. You have to be in union with yourself in order to be in union with others. But it's like union with yourself, union with a companion, a partnership. I do believe that there is a one vibrational match. However, I think that there are divine partnerships, like steps in the twin flame. I think like you can have like a hierarchy of twin flame relationships, I guess, which might allude to more than one, but it's like you're one. When you reach that oneness with yourself, that's when you attract what I label the twin flame, the one. Okay. That union with yourself, you have the divine masculine and feminine energies, and then in a relationship you have a flame that is aligned with the feminine and aligned with the masculine. You have to be flexible in all of the information that comes in, all of the spiritual information that comes in, and then you also have to imagine what you want for your life and live in that moment. And as you come into union with yourself and doing these things, that's when you'll be able to attract that divine love. All right, that's going to make sense to someone. I hope you're giving a thumbs up and subscribe. And if this is making sense to you, you can also follow my Facebook page, Mirrored Hearts, The Journey to Divine Love. And that's a growing page. It's all really just growing. We kind of just came out of the spiritual closet, so we're working on it. But man, no, I got a lot to say. All right, so let's look at the twin flame healing journey. So how do we get... I guess this is going to be those who are not in alignment with this right yet. I have no idea how many cards I'm going to pull, but 2 just fell out. So that'll be our starting 2. So the first 2 cards that came out, oh my gosh. The Moon and the Priest. We have 8 of Pentacles. Queen of Swords, yes. Nice. Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness, guys, flames. Seriously, I'm so glad that I have finally done this because I have just wanted to say so much to the community. I love the way my blinds, right now the sun is setting, so I love the way my blinds are like looking on the cards. But okay, so how do we get out of whatever funk we are in, whether we are in union, right? Sometimes even in our union, it's so much work. It's still work. So if you guys think that like union is the end all be all, happy bliss and all that, like don't get me wrong, it is. But don't be mistaken. There is work every single day, and it is deep work, and it takes a lot. So what does the work look like? And I guess what I'm feeling now, because I didn't really have an idea of what I was doing. I even said that to my husband, my twin flame, when I got on here. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I got a lot to say to this community. So this to me looks like, what's the work? Well, the work is starting with the moon. It's like, don't be deceived by your emotions. Make sure you are tapped into your spiritual being, your higher self. Don't get too stuck with these comfortable thoughts and what feels easy for you. Really be a warrior. Think new thoughts. Let your thoughts inspire you. Move forward. Take action. Take action with your new thoughts. Fight any fears that come up. Those emotions there, the moon, the deceptions, you got to fight those. It's like the moon and the priest kind of like lead this part, because then what happens is you come to this beautiful place of abundant love and emotion and togetherness and union, okay? So I feel that's good. I feel like that's strong advice about the work. Don't get fooled by any deception, whether it be your thoughts or actions or communication, words that don't feel like they line up. Don't say things that don't line up. Don't think things that don't line up. And don't do things that don't line up with your higher self, okay? Listen to your higher self. Don't get comfortable in what you got. Continue to expand. Expand, expand, expand. God is going to continue to give you lessons and tests and asks you to grow. Keep growing. What else are you here for? Queen of Swords, really watch those thoughts. Really make sure that they're coming from a place of confidence and optimism. Knight of Swords, fight for it. Like, fight those thoughts that come in that are not in alignment. It's constant work. You have to constantly work at that and make sure that you're fighting to stay in alignment. And as you do that, abundance, abundance, abundance in love, in life, opportunities, your tribe, it all comes together. Yes. Okay, let's look at, I'm going to look at all the